You stand at the threshold of a realm that whispers to you in riddles where shadows move with intent, and silence hums a language older than time itself. Before you lies the invisible thread woven through your dreams, a thread pulled taut by hands unseen, guiding you toward a destiny that was inked in the stars before your first breath. Have you ever woken in the dead of night, heart pounding, caught between worlds, feeling as though a voice from beyond the veil calls your name? This is no accident. You are the reluctant chosen drawn out of the comforting mirage of everyday existence by the subtle, sacred tug of synchronicities that refuse to be ignored. Before you continue, take a moment, like if this resonates deeply within you. Comment your experiences with signs you can't explain, and subscribe to the unfolding journey that only the truly awakened dare to follow. The first sign comes not as a thunderclap, but a gentle pulse, like the soft beating of a distant drum echoing in your soul. Perhaps it was a dream, vivid and strange, where symbols danced in impossible colors, weaving a story you couldn't quite grasp, but felt compelled to remember upon waking. Or maybe it was a moment to glance at the clock striking 11:11, the sudden appearance of a feather on your path, a name whispered in conversation that sparks a spark of recognition deep within you, as though a forgotten truth has stirred awake. These are not coincidences. These are cosmic markers laid down by the unseen architects of your fate. You may feel resistance. The earth beneath your feet feels less certain. The familiar dissolves into a haze of questions. Why you? Why now? The universe does not answer these questions outright. Instead, it invites you into a paradox. You feel lost. Yet this is precisely the moment you are found. Your isolation is not punishment, but initiation. To be chosen is to be unmoored from the old world and set adrift in the liminal space between who you were and who you are becoming. This is the divine mystery, the crucible in which your true self is forged. Have you noticed how, when you start to see these signs, everything else begins to unravel? Old patterns, relationships, beliefs, they all seem to crack and crumble, as if the foundation of your reality is no longer enough to hold you. This unraveling is not chaos, but a sacred clearing, making space for the new, the hidden design waiting to emerge. It is a moment weighted with the heaviness of unknowing, where the mind rebels, seeking certainty in a landscape defined by uncertainty. But the heart, aching and fierce, knows something beyond reason. It knows that this journey is not a descent into darkness, but a passage into light cloaked in shadow. You are invited now to surrender to the questions without answers, to the silence pregnant with possibility. What is the language of your dreams telling you? What hidden hand orchestrates the sequence of signs that seem too precise, too meaningful to be mere chance? What is the secret code encrypted in the synchronicities that keep appearing, nudging you closer to the edge of your old self? These questions do not seek resolution in the logical mind. They demand a deeper listening, a turning inward to the sacred space where intuition breathes and the soul remembers its ancient. Packed with the cosmos, feel the tension coiling in your chest, the sacred unrest that accompanies the call. This is the resistance of the ego, the final battleground, where the known self fights against the transformation awaiting beyond the veil. To say yes to these signs is to choose a path strewn with uncertainty, to step willingly into the fire of becoming. But to ignore them is to risk a slow death of the spirit, a life lived beneath your true potential, forever haunted by the echo of a call unanswered. Do you feel the invisible hand guiding you toward the breaking point, the moment when your life, as you know it, will fracture and the shards will reveal a new pattern? This is your initiation. The signs are the light threading through the labyrinth, the stars that pierce the night sky of your confusion. They are not random. They are the sacred geometry of your awakening. Now, breathe in this sacred tension. Let it root you in the present. Mystery. The journey you are about to embark on will unravel the very fabric of your reality, tearing down illusions to reveal a truth so profound it will shake you to your core. But before the dawn breaks, the night must deepen. You stand poised on that precipice, chosen and ready though you may not yet know it. Why did these signs find you? Why do the threads of synchronicity, those shimmering guides from the unseen, seem to be woven exclusively through your life's fabric? You might wonder if you have been singled out by chance or cursed by fate. But there is no randomness here. The universe, in its vast, unfathomable intelligence, operates with a hidden design. It is a pattern coded deep within the architecture of your being, a secret blueprint that intertwines your soul with the cosmic dance of creation itself. Look inward now and listen for the echoes of that secret design. You are standing at the intersection of spiritual psychology and ancient mysticism, where the teachings of Jung, Gurdjieff, and Mate converge with the esoteric wisdom of Kabbalah, Hermeticism, and Gnostic thought. They all tell the same story, whispered through different tongues. You are more than flesh and bone. You are a living vessel of a cosmic pattern, a spark of divine intelligence meant to awaken and remember. Carl Jung spoke of the self, the central archetype of wholeness waiting to emerge. Through the labyrinth of your unconscious, the signs that find you are the voice of this self, calling you out of the fragmented shadows cast by your conditioning and traumas. They are the language of your soul breaking through the walls built by your ego, urging you to step beyond the illusions of separation and limitation. These signs are not arbitrary. They are the soul's script, written in symbols and paradoxes, guiding you toward individuation, the sacred journey to reclaim your true essence. Gurdjieff, the mystic and seeker, spoke of the work, the arduous process of waking from the mechanical sleep of ordinary life. The signs you experience are the universe's gentle reminders that you are being called out of this sleep. They appear as synchronicities, dreams, and moments of inexplicable recognition, urging you to shake off the hypnotic trance of automatic living and embrace conscious presence. To ignore these signs is to remain imprisoned in the repetitive cycles of pain and confusion. But to follow them is to begin the process of self-realization, where you transcend the illusion of being a passive victim of fate and become an active participant in your own awakening. Gabor Mate, with his profound insights into trauma and healing, reveals another layer. These signs often appear in the cracks where your wounds lie deepest. They are not just mystical breadcrumbs. They are invitations to confront your shadow, the parts of yourself that have been hidden, denied, or wounded. The signs beckon you to reclaim these fractured pieces, to integrate your pain rather than flee from it. They teach you that healing is not linear or gentle, but a fierce reclaiming of your wholeness. The hidden design is not about perfection, but about the sacred alchemy of transforming brokenness into light. Mystical traditions deepen this understanding. In Kabbalah, the tree of life is a map of divine emanations, the Sephiroth through which the infinite manifests into the finite. Your journey is a descent, an ascent along this sacred tree, where the signs are the sparks of divine consciousness igniting your path. The universe is not a cold machine, but a living organism, pulsating, with sacred geometry and coded with meaning at every level. Hermeticism teaches the principle as above, so below. Your inner landscape mirrors the cosmic order, and the signs that find you are the language of that mirrored dance. Gnostic thought, with its emphasis on gnosis direct, experiential knowledge offers another profound truth. The signs are the messengers of the divine spark trapped within your soul, reminding you that you are not merely human, but a fragment of the eternal light, temporarily veiled in flesh. This light is restless. It will not be silenced or subdued. It calls you back to your origin, back to the remembrance of who you truly are beyond the illusions of the material world. Together, these perspectives reveal the hidden design. The signs that have found you are no accident. They are the sacred call of your higher self, your soul's blueprint unfolding through the language of synchronicity and symbolism. They reach into the core of your being, to awaken a truth too profound to be spoken outright. You are chosen not because you are special in the worldly sense, but because you carry the potential to transcend the very matrix of illusion that traps so many. This is why you are here now, feeling the weight of these signs and the paradox of your existence. The universe's hidden design has brought you to this moment and nexus of potential and crisis. The signs have found you because you are ready, even if you do not yet realize it. They are the sacred messengers of transformation, weaving a narrative that will unravel the old and birth the new. Ask yourself, what patterns in my life have I failed to see until now? What hidden wounds might these signs be asking me to confront? What illusions am I ready to shed? The signs, like stars in the night sky, guide you toward these answers, lighting the path of your awakening with a light that is at once gentle and unyielding. Feel the sacred tension mounting within you. The hidden design is calling you deeper toward the truth of your soul's purpose and the mysteries that lie beyond the veil of ordinary perception. The journey is no longer about survival. It is about remembrance, about stepping into the fullness of your cosmic inheritance. And yet, there is a shadow side to this calling, a consequence that waits in the wings. When the call is ignored, in the next section, we will explore the divine isolation and karmic consequences that unfold when the chosen one turns away from the signs, doubting the quiet but insistent voice of the soul. For now, hold this truth close. The signs have found you because you are ready to remember. The hidden design is alive within you, coded into your very cells and whispered on the winds of eternity. You feel it, the sharp, almost unbearable weight of solitude settling into your bones. This is not the loneliness of circumstance, nor the quiet ache of missing a presence. This is a divine isolation, a sacred severing. the cosmic echo of turning away from the call that resonates within your very soul. It is the silent consequence of ignoring the signs, the karmic shadow cast by disbelief and denial. When the chosen one refuses to answer the summons, the universe does not simply fold its hands and wait. Instead, it orchestrates a crucible, soul-deep reckoning that cannot be avoided. Have you noticed how, when you reject the nudges of your intuition, the fabric of your life begins to unravel? Relationships fray, opportunities dissolve like mist, and the world seems to conspire against your peace. This is no random misfortune. It is the universe's way of shaking you awake, sometimes with a gentle tremor, sometimes with a storm. The signs you dismissed do not disappear. They morph into harder lessons, louder cries, and harsher truths. This is the law of spiritual gravity. What you resist persists, magnified and insistent, demanding your attention until you can no longer turn away. This isolation you endure is not a punishment, but a profound initiation. It is this sacred dark night of the soul, a necessary descent into shadow before the ascent can begin. Like the phoenix that must burn before it can rise. You are invited into this space of emptiness not to be broken, but to be stripped of illusions that no longer serve you. And yet, in this solitude, the paradox becomes unbearable. The more isolated you feel, the more intimately connected you are to the cosmic pulse that calls you home. When you ignore the signs, you also risk a karmic spiral. Your soul remembers every denial, every doubt, every step taken away from your true path. These are not condemnations, but echoes, vibrations that return in the form of blocked energy, recurring patterns of pain, and encounters that mirror your resistance back to you, like shadows in a hall of mirrors. These karmic consequences reflect the fracture between your soul's yearning and your ego's fear. The longer you resist, the heavier this burden grows, until the soul can no longer bear the dissonance. Have you felt the sting of betrayal? The crushing weight of abandonment? These wounds are not mere accidents, but the universe's way of holding up a mirror to your inner refusal. When you deny the call, you may find yourself trapped in cycles of broken trust both from others and yourself. This betrayal is a sacred invitation to confront your deepest fears, to peel back the layers of armor built to protect you, but now imprison you. It is through this painful alchemy that the soul begins its transformation, turning poison into medicine, fracture into healing. But the path of denial is fraught with paradox. In resisting your awakening, you might also experience fleeting moments of intense clarity, glimpses of the truth that pierce through your fog of doubt. These moments are both torment and grace, reminders that the light you reject is never truly gone. They serve as signposts, urging you to reconsider, to soften the walls around your heart, and to open once more to the sacred whisper of your soul. This divine isolation is also a test of faith, not faith in an external deity, but faith in the unseen architecture of your own soul. It is the crucible where the chosen one must confront the terrifying unknown within themselves. Will you continue to run from the signs? Or will you dare to listen? Will you embrace the solitude as a sacred space of transformation? Or will you allow it to become a prison of despair? The karmic consequences of ignoring the call also ripple outward, affecting the collective. The chosen ones are threads in the vast tapestry of awakening, and when one thread resists, the pattern shifts and strains. Your reluctance to answer the call echoes through the subtle fabric of existence, delaying the unfolding of a greater awakening that depends on each soul stepping into its purpose. This is not a burden, but a profound responsibility, one that calls you to rise beyond fear and doubt. And yet, in this profound isolation, there is an invitation to a deeper kind of communion. When all else falls away, you may discover a sacred wellspring within a place untouched by rejection or denial. It is here, in this inner sanctuary, that the true work begins. The signs you once ignored become the keys to unlocking this hidden sanctuary, revealing that even in isolation, you are never truly alone. You are held by the silent embrace of the cosmos, cradled in the arms of your higher self. The question is no longer whether you are chosen. The question now is how you will respond to this sacred solitude. Will you allow it to crush your spirit? Or will you let it forge you into the radiant being you were always meant to be? The signs still call. They wait patiently in the shadows, whispering your name with infinite tenderness and relentless urgency. There comes a moment when the soul can no longer bear the weight of silence, when the chains of doubt and fear begin to crack, and a fire ignites deep within a fierce rebellion against the old self, the false narratives, the comfortable prisons of denial. This is the awakening rebellion, the sacred yes whispered. From the depths of your being, trembling but resolute, it is the uprising of the chosen one who, at last, decides to follow the call, to step into the unknown with trembling feet and a heart both terrified and triumphant. This rebellion does not come in a blaze of glory, nor with a trumpet's roar. It arrives softly through a dream that wakes you with its clarity, through a coincidence so precise it cannot be ignored, through a conversation that shifts your entire perspective in a single moment. It is the quiet but undeniable uprising of your soul refusing to be silenced any longer. Have you felt this stirring, the slow awakening, like dawn creeping across a dark sky, revealing shapes you once feared to see? To say yes to the signs is to break the chains of old patterns, to disrupt the rhythm of automatic living. It is a refusal to remain small, to accept less than the fullness of your truth. This rebellion is paradoxical. It is both a surrender and an act of fierce will. You surrender your illusions of control, yet will yourself into awakening with courage and determination. The paradox is sacred. To truly find yourself, you must first lose who you thought you were as you begin to answer the call. The world around you shifts in subtle and profound ways. The signs intensify, no longer whispering, but calling out like sacred alarms. You notice the synchronicities multiply, the same numbers repeating, the same symbols appearing, the same messages echoing across dreams and waking life. This is the universe's way of celebrating your rebellion, of affirming that you are on the path you were always meant to walk. But the path is not easy. Answering the call often means walking alone, shedding relationships that no longer resonate with your truth, and confronting shadows you once buried deep. The awakening rebellion demands courage to face your deepest fears, to dismantle the false self, to hold space for the unknown. It asks you to become a warrior of light and shadow, embracing all parts of yourself with fierce compassion. In this rebellion, you begin to recognize the power of your own intuition, the inner compass that never lied but was drowned out by noise and fear. You learn to trust the subtle nudges, the quiet urgings that guide you step by step. Each choice to follow the signs strengthens this trust, creating a sacred feedback loop between your higher self and your waking mind. Have you noticed how, as you say yes more fully, the world responds? Doors open where once there were walls, opportunities appear as if by magic. Yet you know they are no magic but the unfolding of a divine order you are now in tune with. Your relationships begin to shift, some deepen. Others fall away as you align more authentically with your soul's purpose. This is the dance of the awakening rebellion, a reordering of your inner and outer worlds in harmony with your truth. But rebellion always invites resistance. The ego, sensing its diminishing control, may unleash doubts, fears, and temptations to retreat back into old patterns. The journey demands vigilance and unwavering commitment to the path, even when the way is obscured. Yet, even in moments of doubt, the signs do not cease. They persist as gentle reminders, guiding you back to the sacred thread woven through your soul's awakening. This is your revolution, the quiet, relentless uprising of your spirit against the forces that kept you asleep. You are not alone in this. Across the veils of time and space, countless chosen ones rise alongside you, each answering their own call in their unique way. Together, you form a constellation of awakening, lighting the sky of humanity with new possibility. Feel the power of this rebellion surge through your veins. This is your sacred moment of transformation, where fear gives way to faith, where silence breaks into song. The signs have not led you astray. They have led you here, to the edge of your becoming, where you stand ready to leap into the vast unknown. You have walked a labyrinth through shadows so deep that light seemed extinguished, through storms that shattered the fragile shells of your old self, and now, standing on the precipice of revelation, the greatest paradox unfolds before you. You were never lost. The isolation, the confusion, the betrayal, they were never a descent into darkness, but a sacred ascent, a hidden choreography of the soul's reawakening. You were not broken. You were being reassembled. Each fragment of your fractured past was a puzzle piece scattered by the winds of transformation, waiting to be gathered by the hand of your higher self. The signs that once seemed cryptic are now revealed as breadcrumbs, glowing tokens left by your own soul to guide you home. Every moment of despair was coded with light, every tear a cleansing rain washing away illusion, every betrayal a mirror reflecting the parts of yourself you had yet to embrace. You have been in a sacred workshop, your essence tenderly dismantled and lovingly reconstructed, layer by layer, cell by cell. Look back now with the eyes of remembrance. Those moments when you felt abandoned were the universe's way of giving you space to cultivate inner sovereignty. The times when the world seemed to collapse around you were the collapse of the false structures built on fear and separation. The times when your heart cracked open wide, aching, raw, and vulnerable were the crucible where divine grace entered your being. You were never alone. You were being remembered by a force greater than yourself, a cosmic love weaving you into the tapestry of eternity. This paradigm shift, the realization that you were being led, changes everything. It transforms suffering into sacred initiation, chaos into divine order, loss into profound gain. Your journey is not a series of random misfortunes, but a carefully orchestrated path designed to awaken your highest potential. The signs, the synchronicities, the divine whispers, they were your soul's navigation system, guiding you back to wholeness, back to your essence, back to the infinite light within. You are not a victim of fate, but a co-creator in the great unfolding. Your choices, your yes or your no to the call, have shaped this journey. But the greater current beneath it all was always steering you toward your true self. This truth dissolves the illusion of separation, reconnecting you to the source, the wellspring of love, wisdom, and power that flows through all existence. Feel now the sacred alchemy of your transformation. The pain has transmuted into strength, the isolation into deep knowing, the doubt into unwavering faith. You have been reassembled not as a fractured soul, but as a radiant whole, a beacon of light rising from the ashes of your former self. You carry now the imprint of the chosen, etched, not in arrogance or entitlement, but in humility, resilience, and grace. You are a living testament to the mystery that the soul never forgets, that even in the darkest night, the stars are always watching, waiting to guide you home. The cosmic script is still unfolding. Your story continues beyond this revelation, richer and more vibrant than you ever imagined. The signs will keep coming, each one a spark illuminating the path forward. You are called to walk with courage and love, knowing that every step you take echoes through the infinite, shaping not only your destiny, but the destiny of all who follow. So stand now in the fullness of your truth. You are the chosen one, not because you sought this path, but because the path sought you. You are the flame ignited by the sacred design, the melody in the cosmic symphony, the heart beating in rhythm with the eternal pulse. Walk forward with faith, with wonder, with the fierce joy of one who remembers the infinite dance of becoming. The universe is your guide, the signs your compass, and your soul the unerring star that will never cease to shine. You were never lost. You were being led.